some wood and some plastic material online to test them out on my laser cutter. And first I have to figure out the right settings for them. So let's go into Lasercutter, and I'm going to make 5 boxes, and each boxes will have different settings, so I know what's the best for the wood material. Now let's select draw rectangle, then change it to 20 mm, 20 mm. And then let's go to tool and the ray clone. Let's make 5 of them and the offset 2. Now we have 5 of them. Now let's select the first one. And let's go to layer option. Let's choose cut. Maximum power, let's try 80%. And minimum power 70%. Speed, start from let's say 100. And click OK. And let's select the second box and change the color to blue, so that I know which one is so that I know the setting. Let's choose cut, and also 80%, 70. Basically now we're just changing the speed. From my last experience, I think the speed does a lot of effect on the end result. So let's change it to 80, and the next one. Same maximum power and minimum power, we're just changing the speed, subtracted by 20, and then the next one. Now let's double check the settings. Okay, so it looks fine. Let's download the document. Oh wait, I have to turn on the laser cutter first. Let's cancel that. This looks fine. A little bit probably I will mess around with the setting later. I should change the minimum power, lower it a little bit, because right now outside looks a little bit blackish. And now let's try engraving. Let's use the seam boxes. Let's just change the layer options to engrave. So let's go back to our Lasercutter program and change it to engrave. Power 40, pressure 50. Let's change the speed 300, okay? And the second one is the blue one. And also change it to engrave. Now let's change the power to 35%, but the speed remain the same, so that we know if it's powerful enough. It's a bit smoky right now, that's why I closed the machine to let the fan blow it out a little bit. So it turns out great. The engraving looks great. It's better than the cutting. So I'm going to write down the settings, and I'm going to try these settings on other materials too. So next step, I'm going to try out the POM material. I got this online. People say POM it is stronger than acrylic, so it's going to need more power, I think. But I'm going to use the setting I used before first. But this time, I'm going to keep the machine closed, because more power, it means more film. And some people might want to use PVC. You can use PVC on in a laser cutter, because when in the process it release a toxic film, it's gonna be dangerous. So don't do that. Right now we are just going to try out the POM and see if it works. the POM, but the film that it releases, it makes me feel kind of disgusting. Even the film smells bad. I got my timer here, so I'm going to set it to 5 minutes before I open the laser cutter. I think, what the heck, I'm going to see if it can cut through. I'm going to change the speed in Lasercutter. This time, but I didn't turn up the power. I just changed the speed setting. I lowered the setting from 20% to 4. So this is 20, 10, 8, 6, and 4, and they all go through, and they look great. So I'm glad it went through this time. But the smell, I just can't stand it. But I think as long as I keep the lids closed, it will be fine. This, I'll figure something to print. I think some jewelries with the acrylic or POM. It will be nice. I think it's going to be stinky and messy, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to know if it can engrave on the surface. I did the cutting, it didn't go through, but it is for, the layer option is for cutting. Now we are switching it to engrave and see if it can do it. I don't think it can, but I'm just curious. So let's change the setting in Lasercutter to all to engrave. Going to change the power this time. I'm going to change the speed instead, and from 300 I think I will start from 100. the smell. I think I did it. I think it successfully engraved on the first layer, and what I have, it comes off looks like paint. The white paint comes off on my finger. Okay, now I know these two materials works fine. I just need to think of a project that I can use the laser cutter for. And please subscribe. The more followers I have, the easier I can get more review units. And remember, if I can do it, anyone can do it. See you next time.